Hey everybody, Gunhead70 here, and today's video is to show you my latest project that I've just finished. If you've been to my channel, you know that I did a review I think about a month ago on the Nobel Gundam. And when I purchased that kit, I purchased it with the intent of doing a custom. So, as you can see here, I have a clear Death Scythe Hell, which should give you an idea of what I've done to the Nobel. And without further ado, I give you the Nobel Hell Gundam, or Lady Death. We can run with either one of those. The conversion wasn't that difficult. Just a couple of things really, that's all that's necessary in order to get it to work properly. The first thing that I did, I'll zoom in, and that is the chest piece. Now normally that chest piece is a little bow, but what I did was I cut around the jewel, and there's a little tab that's in the back. I cut around the jewel, I kept the tab, and then I scratch built these little bat wings. And I didn't want them to look like bat wings, it's just the way they turned out, so instead of, changing it, I just ran with it. And then I glued those to the jewel, and that now takes the place of the bow. On the back side, on her back skirt, there's another bow, and I just completely deleted that one. I cut it off, I shaved the little mounting points down, sanded them down, and painted it. I just deleted it because you wouldn't be able to see anything back there with the wings on, anyway. Now, for the wings, let me turn this around and see if I can get this to work. The wings mount on the same way that they do the normal Death Scythe, but what I've done is, she doesn't want to stand up. That's alright. What I've done is, there's a peg, I'll move the hair out of the way. There's a peg that I've glued on. I needed something pretty beefy, so I glued that on. And I glued that onto, this is the little part of the sailor suit, or schoolgirl outfit, you want to call it. Well, I glued that piece onto that, and so that it would have a nice sturdy mount, and then I glued everything onto the main body of the Gundam. And the hair has also been modified, as you can see here. Basically, I just cut all that back hair out, so now you get something that looks like that. I put it back on. Let me zoom back out. Whoops, wrong way. So that's how her hair looks. I actually think that the hairstyle looks pretty good. I might have to buy another one of these and then do something else, minus the peg and the Death Scythe wings, but that's for later on. That's another project down the road. So anyway, so the wings do slide on. The only problem with this is that because that peg is there, there's zero head movement side to side. Her head can go forward and back, just a little bit. But basically this modification completely makes it impossible for the head to move around, which is okay with me. I don't mind, because she's just going to be sitting on a shelf. And that's going to be the extent of what she'll be doing. She'll just be sitting on a shelf, chilling out. So, now, I'm not going to use the stand that comes with the Nobel, basically because it is just, I just don't have words to describe how bad it is. This is it. And there's a little slot underneath where it pegs into, but it's so wobbly that you just can't use it. You know, as soon as I put her on there, she either falls back or falls forward, depending on how much weight is positioned where. And then if you do get her on there and she's stable, your poses are pretty much just limited. You can't really do any pose. So I'm gonna have to come up with some other way, some other type of stand. I'm thinking maybe one of the old universal stands that they made for the high grades. I might actually try and pick one of those up and use those instead, because this stand it's garbage. I'll probably end up using it for one of my other Gundams, but I won't be using it for the Nobel here. So anyway, other than that, the colors that I used metallic black for some of the armor, pearl white for the other armored parts. I've got metallic red instead of a bright red for the little fangs here on the wings, and then a metallic red on the little band on the leg. I used silver and clear green for the chest jewel, and German gray for the joints. I believe that I used just a regular yellow. These are all Tamiya paints, by the way. The wings, however, I just painted those just flat black. I wanted to get some contrast, and because the wings are supposed to be part of a cloaking mechanism, I didn't want them to be metallic or have any shine to them, so they're just absolutely flat black. There's no other colors on them whatsoever. So other than that, that is everything. Not a super complex build, but it's an interesting build. I'll be displaying her with her wings closed, so this Death Scythe blade won't be in there. I'll probably use the Death Scythe blade or Beam Scythe for some other project. But so that is it, and we'll see you soon.